Welcome to Not Advised, the fantasy football podcast not based on research. So if you lose, don't blame us. But if you win, we're definitely taking credit.
Hey guys, welcome back to the best part of the Not Advised podcast, our college version. I'm your hostess with the mostest, CJ, and my 2026 is ruined.
Wow. My name is JD, and I'm actually really happy that Florida's in a totally new spot than they were last year.
Raymond, and my 2026 is going splendid.
Of course.
With that being said, we're just going to hop right in to the college football playoffs. Let's start with what I think was the worst game of the week with Oregon and Texas Tech. Gentlemen, do we have any thoughts about the frauds at Texas Tech?
Are who we thought they were.
1,000%.
A bunch of bums.
We could have looked really stupid last week, but we did not.
Money can't win you a championship.
Money.
This year, anyways.
Next year it can with that quarterback that they just got.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Did you watch the Oregon Texas Tech game by chance?
Yes.
I just didn't think Texas Tech had the right game plan going into it. I felt like the quarterback was shaky. I don't know if it was the O-line or what it was, but he just couldn't get it together.
I think the lack of quality games played in the Big 12 really showed out. Above anything else. And you can say the same thing about JMU. It's just like the fact that they played nobody. When they played somebody, it's like, wow, you can't prep for speed. You can't prep for that kind of strength. And I think it's just the same thing with Texas Tech.
Yep, I agree with you 1,000%. And you know what? That's the most amount of time we're spending on that game. That's all that game deserves.
It's all it deserves.
Texas Tech didn't want to show up to it. Why should we?
That's fair. You know what? This one's going to be even quicker. I'm not spending any time on this one. The Indiana-Alabama game. Alabama are a bunch of frauds. Didn't deserve to get in the playoffs.
Absolute inexperience of playing good competition.
I mean, dude, and the kick a field goal, bro, instead of just trying to score 7.
That was the moment I was like, Nick Saban wouldn't have done that.
No way. Yeah, that's when I knew there was a clear difference.
He'd have scored 0 points before putting 3 points on the board. That looks worse than scoring 0 points.
That looks way worse. I wish it would have been a blowout than trying to go for 3. And that late in the game, don't deserve it.
The fact that this is the worst Alabama team since 2007 shows you how good Nick Saban was.
Did you see the stat? And you may not have, but it was the least amount of rushing yards Alabama offenses had since rushing yards became a stat.
Wow.
Unbelievable, dude. It's crazy. Nick Saban would never. I watched the game, and it kind of reminded me of the Oklahoma game, and I was telling Matt in our group chat, watch out the second half, halfway through the third quarter, they're going to turn it on. And they just looked underprepared. Or is Mendoza him?
A little bit of both, maybe?
Yeah, it has to be both.
Alabama looked terrible.
It's so shocking at how bad they looked. Just collectively, it was just like, it's an embarrassment.
There's no way you can bring DeBoer back next year, right?
He's apparently they had a conversation and he's coming back. I don't agree with it.
It'll be his third year.
But I think bringing DeBoer back is a better situation than cleaning house.
Yeah, and at this rate, this late in the game, I don't know if you can get any better. Because if they were going to do it, they should have done it
early in the season.
Yeah, after
the
Iron Bowl.
The problem is going to be Alabama with Kalen DeBoer will always be a playoff contender.
Yes.
So it's if you choose to move on, you have to move on when it's over. Either that or Kalen DeBoer does what Lane Kiffin does and he takes another head coaching job.
I think that's what's going to happen.
It's what would have to happen.
I'm shocked it didn't happen this year with the opportunities that came calling with DeBoer, but
where's he
from?
I'm going to look it up. You keep talking.
Yeah, I have no idea. But with Alabama fans and the university itself, it's national championship or bust, right? Like, this isn't good enough. And I feel like the pressure is going to eventually mount up with these early losses that is just going to get to him. He's going to take the easy way out and go to who knows where, a Penn State or a Cal or a USC.
He's from South Dakota. And if I'm just literally looking at a map of where South Dakota is, and that's just like Big Ten country.
Big Ten country. That seems fitting. I mean, he was at Washington.
Utah.
Yeah, he was at Washington before Alabama. So,
Utah.
I know he's
good at Washington.
Yeah, he had a proving record. I mean, he still technically has a winning record, right? It's just a different standard at Alabama.
Maybe just get his guys in there. Like, and I know the transfer portal, everybody's like moving around now, but it'll be his third year. Maybe get some of Saban's guys out of there and change.
They've
the
all
mentality.
transferred. The amount of transfers that Alabama has now is insane.
It'll be next year though.
Well, the only one thing is, like, kids aren't going to Alabama for Kalen DeBoer. They're going to Alabama for the logo. And I think that's the biggest difference
in a first-round draft pick if they go to Alabama.
Because of the name. And I mean, yes, obviously there are plenty of players like, Michael Penix that Kalen DeBoer has developed, but you don't, hey, I'm going to go play for Kalen DeBoer. Like, I feel like around the league, or at least around the SEC, it's like, hey, like, I'm going to go play for Ryan Day and Ohio State. Or it's like a lot of the commits going to Florida, it's like they believe in John Summerall. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Lane Kiffin. It's like, well, I'm going to go play at LSU for Lane Kiffin.
Right.
And it's like, I don't think you can say the same thing about Kalen DeBoer.
That's spot on. I agree 100%. You're going to Alabama because of the program, not the coach. Versus the other schools, you're going for the coach along with the program. And I think that's the biggest difference. But I don't know if the university was going to pivot. I don't know who would be better, because DeBoer still has a winning record. He's got the track record there. It's just his time at Alabama.
You're not going to go hire a group of 5 coach like Florida did, or Auburn did, or any other school.
Yeah,
like,
you're only going to want the
poach.
Best. Yeah,
exactly. Like Kyle Whittingham would have been a great pickup. That would have been like, yes, I can see it.
Yeah,
outside of that, it's like
100%.
you've got to wait until next year to see who pans out. Maybe the following year.
Yep.
Like, it would be somebody like the new UCLA coach that would fit in well at Alabama.
I think
book it.
That'd be crazy. I just don't think there's anybody that the level up, like you had just said, that would fit the university, unless they can get a Kirby, or people are over it, but Dabo, if he could figure out the NIL, if they would hire Dabo as the coach and then hire the proper pieces around him, that'd be the only like upgrade. But that for this next season, the ship has sailed. Everybody's transferred out. But we'll see what the team brings. But back to the game real quickly. I thought Mendoza played a great game. I mean, man, I don't know what his stats were, but I'm pretty sure he went like 28 for 28. Like he didn't look like he had any kind of flaw. He looked like a Heisman winner, and I didn't know if he was going to.
Yeah, I think that was like that was kind of the major talking point, was like, was Mendoza a fraud Heisman winner? And like we talked about previously, I think the conclusion was, I don't think he really is, just based off how the new rules with, the changes in the clock are. But I wouldn't be. It's hard to say he's him, because he doesn't have that killer mentality. He literally kills you with kindness, and everybody hates it.
He's so nice, it makes me sick.
He had more touchdowns than he did incompletions.
My point exactly.
He went 14 of 16 for 3 touchdowns.
That's exactly my point.
That's nuts.
That's Dudley. Enough about Alabama and my biasness towards the school. It wasn't their time, and it's okay. Sticking with the SEC, though, I don't think this is the shocker of the week. I think the Miami game was, but I don't know. Besides Wes, who we had on as a guest, did any of us think Ole Miss stood a chance? I didn't.
I had Georgia winning the whole thing.
I mean, I knew they would stand a chance. I'm shocked they won the way they did.
I thought they were going to collapse there at the end, but Trinidad put it on.
I think it was the third quarter or maybe that fourth quarter where he had like 2 or 3 plays where he was just running around for like 100 yards and then made those completions. That momentum shift after that was game over for Georgia. They couldn't capitalize and come back.
Yeah, that was the moment I started to realize the coordinators have way more control over what's happening in that game than Lane Kiffin solely. Because I think so much emphasis was put on Lane Kiffin and who he is and what he's doing that it overshadowed like all the other aspects, and you forget it's a team game. And it's like I'm actually a little bit more worried about how Ole Miss is going to play against Miami than how I thought they would have played against Georgia because of the whole situation with NIL, all of those coaches going to play for, Lane Kiffin at LSU is kind of like, hey, your mind's split and you got to go recruit right now and still go win.
Yeah, because they're having to recruit literally right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think Pete Golden said it best. I don't know if you saw, but Charlie Weiss had to call a hell of a game to continue to prove that it's not
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, it's him running the offense. So,
yeah, that was definitely Charlie Weiss's. I don't want to say his like coming out game because he's always been an elite OC, but it's kind of like that was the first time you realized it's not Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, I was shocked. Like I feel like they put so much effort into this game that like that was their peak, and I think it's just kind of all downhill from here. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but
tiny bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But to that point though, should they lose against Miami, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, their season's a success anyway.
Yeah, like I don't think anybody's mad at the way that this would end should this be the end of the road. No. I think especially with them beating Georgia,
no one would have guessed a 6-10 game here.
Yeah, like
nobody.
That's their Super Bowl. Like obviously they still have a lot to play for, but them beating Georgia in the Sugar Bowl when it's basically a home game for Georgia is crazy to me.
Yeah, they slayed their boogeyman.
Yeah. All right, Raymond. Game of the week for me. I couldn't believe what I watched.
Who, Indiana, Oregon?
Miami pulls it off over Ohio State. Raymond, hit us with what you saw from Miami.
I've seen utter dominance. The defense.
The whole game, right?
The whole game.
The moment that pick six happened,
that was first quarter, first half for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was game over from there.
Yeah,
offense didn't really do a whole lot, but that defense just shut down best receiver in the country
by a long shot.
He didn't shut him down. No, he had like over 100 yards.
No, but like as far as like scoring wise, like we expected more.
Oh, I expected them to go out there and try to put up some points, especially as much crap as they were talking all week.
Yeah, it was a.
But Sane was out there seeing ghosts, looking like Sam Darnold on the Jets.
He threw 2 picks, didn't he?
Yeah, one was at the end of the game, though. It was like a desperation attempt. I don't really count that. But it's funny, the Keontae Scott, the guy that picked off the pass, returned it for a pick six, he picked off his brother in high school in a playoff game, too.
Wow.
Pick six.
That's crazy.
So,
I
had a little history.
I think on the Miami side, I think what surprised me the most was how they were able to run the ball so much.
Mark Fletcher's that dude.
Fletcher, I don't know who he is. Is he a senior?
He's coming back next year.
He's coming back. Okay, good. You need him. That's incredible.
He was committed to Ohio State originally, and then his dad convinced him to come back to Miami because his dad's like big in the community. Well, his dad passed away, and at the beginning of the season, there's like a whole story on that. It's whatever. But that's just the best part. Like the Miami team is just built with a bunch of Ohio State rejects, and they just went in there and whooped them.
And I know this wasn't the best game, but let's give our man Carson Beck some flowers.
He did what he needed to do.
He did what he needed to do.
As a veteran quarterback, he got the first downs. He trucked that one dude for the first down. He was throwing beautiful back-shouldered fadeaways like on the ground to get the first downs. Heck of a game by him.
The only concern I have moving forward with Miami is ball security.
Malachi Tony fumbled, I think, twice, but he got them both back.
Which is crazy.
But one of those he got laid out on, so I don't hold that against him. But yeah,
you
100%.
Can't, especially against an SEC Ole Miss team, you can't have multiple fumbles in a game and expect to win. I mean, I think the game plan against Ohio State was incredible. Hats off to Miami. Again, the way that spread was, besides you, Raymond, I don't think anybody predicted Miami to win.
With that defense, we always got a chance.
Now, not only have you beat probably the highest NIL team in the country with Ohio State, but you whooped up on, and I wouldn't say whoop, but you rolled through A&M in the first game. Like, you've got all the momentum coming into this Ole Miss game.
I mean, that was probably the best defense in the country. Oh, in Ohio State, and they put up some points on them. I think it's the hardest game we would have to play, theoretically. I know Indiana is
on paper
undefeated, but Indiana's beatable. Like, it maybe that's just me. Like, I don't give any credit to Indiana.
Right. Who are they?
Exactly.
Yeah, we're still making, like,
but they're saying the same thing about Miami. Like, it's Miami. They're going to fumble or they're going to miss out. But even if Miami loses the next game, like, it's still a win. Like,
yeah, I think there's in the Miami Ole Miss game, I don't think there's a loser here. No. I think both seasons are a win for both programs.
I think just the winner is college football in general. We're going to have either a Miami, Ole Miss, Indiana, or Oregon champion.
Yeah, who would have thought?
No Georgia, no Ohio State, no Michigan, no Bama.
No dominant.
Yeah,
SEC
it'll be
school.
one of 4 schools who have not won ever or in a very
long time.
Yeah, and Oregon's been so close for so long. I do, before we move forward about who we think is going to win this next championship, I do want to bring some light to our Lord and Savior, Nick Saban. This is the Nick Saban rest of the way. Incredible that all of his past coaches are now fighting to go to the national championship in college football. I think it's incredible. I think that's such a neat little thing. But let's start.
He is the GOAT.
Let's start with who do we think the underrated, just Google me, I don't lose Indiana, the number 1 team in the country, or do we take the underdogs in Oregon? The spread is 3.5 points in favor of Indiana. This game plays
in Georgia.
Yes, it is in Georgia. It's Friday night, 6:30 kickoff. I just want to see Oregon make it just to see what uniforms they choose. Right. And I really like Dan Lanning, but dude, you can't look at Fernando Mendoza and not wish him success.
Yeah.
I can't. Give me the Ducks.
Give you the Ducks. I'm taking Indiana.
I'm taking Indiana.
Hoosiers. I want to see Cignetti and the Hoosiers, and Cignetti and Fernando go to be a Las Vegas Raider together. They're going to win a natty.
Cignetti's not going anywhere, but
they're going to win a natty, and they're going to Vegas.
I do put it on the quarterbacks too. I think Dante Moore is a better quarterback than Fernando Mendoza, and I think he's going to show it out this weekend.
I don't think so. Friday. I think Dante Moore will show his inexperience in this game, and I think Fernando Mendoza will show you why.
I mean, their stat line the first game almost identical. Dante Moore had another interception compared to Mendoza,
and that's what cost him the game, right?
It was the end of the game, kind of like it was a 10-point game, so it was like a Hail Mary attempt almost. But yeah, give me Dante Moore every day of the week. I don't think Mendoza's. I think Mendoza has the higher floor, but I think Dante Moore has a higher ceiling, and I think if he plays up to his potential, I think Oregon wins by 10.
Oregon wins by 10. Wow. JD, any final score for you?
No, I think as for a final score, I think it's going to be a really close game, lot closer than Raymond thinks. I'm gonna go Indiana 31, Oregon 28.
Yeah, I can agree.
It's going to be a very high-scoring game.
And I think it's going to be a field goal difference for the winner. Mm-hmm. I think, though, could we agree that this is probably the first 2 quarterbacks off the board in the spring?
100%. Assuming Oregon goes. I mean, Dante Moore goes.
Right.
Please, Lord, let him not declare. I want him back in Oregon. I do not want to see either one of them in a Jets uniform.
I saw a report where
the Jets, they're going to suck anyways.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the Patriots got Drake May, and
then he's got 3 good quarterbacks in their division, and they have Quinn Ewers. I did see a report before we hopped on the podcast today where someone, I don't remember who said it, but they advised Dante Moore to see and check to see if he was going to be the first overall pick.
I saw that.
And if he wasn't, to go back to Oregon. So
Todd McShay has him as the number 1 pick. It's kind of a hot take. Everybody's picking Mendoza, but maybe I'm just the McShay meat rider. I don't know. But
well, no, I feel like most people bet on a ceiling more than they would a floor.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Like you want Patrick Mahomes instead of Jared Goff.
Correct.
Just like the potential.
Exactly.
So
yeah, they can both win you a Super Bowl, but more likelihood on the ceiling.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, I agree. It's tough though because you don't want to be a New York Jet. You're going to lose.
A better comparison would be Jared Goff versus CJ Stroud. Who would you rather have? It depends on the offense, but probably CJ Stroud in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think wrapping it up here, I think I want Indiana. I think the difference maker is probably going to be their run game because whenever they were successfully running against Alabama, that running back looks, dude. I don't even know the dude's name, but he looks mean, and he looks like he can just roll right through a defense.
Yeah,
and maybe it's the past life in me, but I feel like Oregon's defense is never like top tier. But I could be wrong this year because I don't know.
They're always like a B tier.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
But yeah, I mean, Indiana has everybody's Cinderella. They have no 5 stars on the team, like number 1.
Yeah, but they're all undefeated. The average age is like 24.
Well, yeah.
They're all old.
5 stars when you're 5 to 6 years older than everybody.
Yeah, they're the super seniors. They're the graduates. Just
plus your quarterback has autism and like just that's
you
all.
You don't bet against autism.
No, dude, you don't. Yeah, my man. Listen, did you see the thing about Fernando where when he came into Indiana, he asked for like all the players that are on the team. So by the time he landed in Indiana, he knew his teammates and would address them by name.
Wow.
Like the details of this man, he's going to be so prepared to take on Oregon. It's going to be like a David and Goliath. It's going to be shocking to me if it's not a close game. I could see Oregon winning, but I think it's going to be close either way.
I think it's going to be the same score as the first matchup, which was 30-20, but give me the Ducks. It's just hard to beat a team twice.
Raymond, your heartbreak has come in the episode.
Heartbreak?
The Fiesta Bowl against Ole Miss and Miami. This is weird to me because it's in Arizona, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the way that the teams are, I just feel like it should be flip-flopped. I feel like they should be playing in the Sugar Bowl. Anyways, that's irrelevant. The Ole Miss Rebels take on the Miami Hurricanes. I'm not betting against the Hurricanes at this point. Give me the Hurricanes. I think it's I think it's a touchdown difference. Wes, I hope you don't watch this because I'm rolling with the Hurricanes. But I did see that that Trinidad is coming back to Ole Miss, assuming he gets a waiver.
Yeah, if he can get the waiver, which I was not expecting that at all.
I thought he was going to flip.
I figured he'd be a Tiger.
Yeah, so I didn't hear anything about Kiwan, but I assume with Trinidad stays, I assume Kiwan
That means
stays.
Kiwan's leaving.
You think he's leaving?
If he hasn't given him an answer and Trinidad did, why wouldn't they?
I don't know if they can afford both of them.
Yeah, and it's probably like, hey, like if you want to come back, like we trust you, like we'll find another RB.
You think he's going to Ole Miss? I mean, you think he's going to LSU?
I think the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. My gut tells me he stays now that Trinidad is coming back, but it wouldn't surprise me one bit if he goes to Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the thing working against Ole Miss too is like, didn't Kiffin like make half their staff go with him to start recruiting?
Yeah.
So they're losing a lot of their coordinators and stuff.
Yeah, I think
this game. They're coaching this game.
Are they? I thought he was like requesting them to come early.
No, well, yeah, he did, but Todd Golding said they're coming back to coach the rest of the playoffs through the end. So it's kind of like that. That's what I'm saying. They're doing both, but they're going to get their whole staff.
They only got like 3 more days. It's fine.
All right, Raymond, tell me the final score. Tell me Miami wins. Tell me you've seen this before.
Oh, I have. I've seen that hunk of a man, Ruben Bain, just sacking Trinidad Chambliss. 24-17 Miami.
I think Ruben Bain helped his draft stock in the Ohio State game, by the way.
100%.
I think he's a solidified I think he's a top 5 pick for sure.
And Hakeem Mesidor as well. Mesidor was like in the 50s in the draft rankings, and I think he'll end up being a first-round pick by the end of this run.
He's the other defensive lineman, right, or edge guy? Yeah, he's great.
He might be better than Bain, honestly.
Yeah, he every time I looked up at one of the Ohio State plays, he was in the backfield. It was
Have
crazy.
You seen Bain with his helmet off?
Nuh-uh.
Brother, he looks like a 40-year-old man. Like, all he cares about is sacking the quarterback.
Oh, my God.
My goodness.
I'll have to go look. All right, JD, what are your thoughts on this game?
Wes, I hope you're watching because I think Ole Miss is going to win.
It's a 3.5-point favorite towards Miami is what the spread is.
I think that Miami got their get back at Ohio State.
From 2000.
And they're from 2000. And I think the drive of proving Lane Kiffin wrong will surpass whatever Miami's motivation is.
The exact opposite. I feel like Ole Miss got their get back at Georgia. Granted, it wasn't as serious, but I feel like they just blew their load a little early.
I don't think so. I think I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like there's more to lose with Ole Miss because it's like, yeah, they did technically get their get back, but I just think with the whole Lane Kiffin thing, there's more to prove. It's not it to me, in my opinion, it feels like there's more of a job's not finished type of mentality because it's like, again, no one thought Miami even would have, gotten to this point. Like everyone wouldn't have been shocked if they lost to A&M in the first round. So, I mean, maybe except for Raymond and every other Miami fan, but
losing.
I just feel like because every Ole Miss fan also is just kind of like, because there was an Ole Miss fan where I was watching the game. He's like, this is the moment we just lose it and we don't finish the job and Georgia beats us. And then they ended up pulling it out and they're like, wow, we actually did it. But I mean, I'm one to always consider an X factor way more than just X's and O's. And I feel like just the additional motivation will get Ole Miss to the promised land.
I'm curious to ask.
Mind you, this is my 3rd time betting against Miami, and I've been wrong every single time.
Hey, keep it coming. I like being the
Someone's got to do
underdogs.
it.
I don't like being the favorites.
I'm curious to ask this. If Lane Kiffin were still there, would we be having the same conversation?
No, it'd be playing Georgia.
Okay.
We'd be having Carson Beck getting his get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that's what the college football gods were writing to us on the wall.
They
just
tried.
Like Ole Miss was like a addition by subtraction almost with Kiffin.
Sure. I get that. And I think I don't know a month ago, I guess, or maybe 3 weeks ago now, that if I fully agreed with the Pete Golden hire. But after that win, or after, I guess, these 2 playoff wins, I'm on board. I knew how good of a coach he is from the Alabama tree, and I knew how good of a coordinator he was. I just didn't know he had that oomph in him. But listening to all of his interviews and everything he's been telling the players, I think it was a solid hire by the school. I don't think you could have chose anybody better because he's already got the culture. He already fits, and the players, he seems to be a player's coach. The players seem to love him. I'm going to stick with the Canes. I'm so sorry, Wes. I'm going to roll with the U here. I want to see them go to the championship. It's a home game in Miami. Like,
you can't beat that.
You can't beat that. Like, I want to pull for the home team here.
But honestly, if Miami even loses this game, it's fine. Like, it's been a great season, and we're getting a new winner. Like,
we're getting a new winner. That's what college football needs.
Yes.
To wrap up this portion of the college football playoffs, speaking of new winners, I think as of this year, we're officially done with the whole like big school type. Like Clemson's out, Alabama's out, Ohio State's out, even though they obviously got the money. Like, it's all the NIL. Yeah, it's all the NIL schools now.
And the whole new era.
The whole new era. Like the NIL coaches.
Someone call it the golden era.
I see what you did there.
Like, I hated it at first, but like, I mean, maybe it's just because Miami's on such a run. But, man, it's exciting.
You would have hated it if they didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, 100% probably.
They'd be like, this sucks.
I still think there needs to be some kind of change with the season, with the or maybe like a change with the portal itself.
There will come,
but I think that the new school, the new way of doing it is officially in. I mean, because if you're clearly if you're not with the NIL or the transfer portal rather, then you're out. I mean, and it's clear as day with the 4 teams that are remaining.
Yeah, all 4 transfer quarterbacks.
Yeah. Speaking of, boys, the transfer portal is wide open, and there's about 1 trillion kids that have hopped in it. Oh, JD, let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. Let's talk about Florida. Let's talk about Lagway.
Hey, they got ball back.
Yes, not officially, but officially, unofficially official. He's back.
I did see that.
Yeah, he never made there was not an official statement like they've had for a lot of the other players like VB3 and Dallas Wilson. But as far as like Jaden Ball, like no news is good news. At this point with like everybody signing, like I think that's kind of the case is like I was never going anywhere and I'm not going anywhere, so I don't have to make an announcement. And it's like all of the like, all of that smoke about him going to Texas because Jaluku went, is over at Texas was again all smoke. And it was just the Texas fan base trying to like stir something up. So I think that was like the number one priority for John Sumrall over DJ Lagway. And I think I may have said it, was it last week when we were talking about why Lagway's on the move. It's like I know Lagway just visited FSU. He said he was on cloud 9. I was reading over the entire transcript this morning of like his conversation, and I'm like, okay, well, like any Florida fan who knows DJ Lagway, if you read through the transcript and you see exactly what he said, he was just being like politically correct with everything he said. It was a lot of, I'm happy to continue the relationship, excited to see where it's going. And it's like, from a player's perspective, it's like you have Gus Malzahn, Coach Cam Newton, said all the same stuff about KJ Jefferson. Oh, he's the most elite athlete I've had since. And it's like, okay, that's fine. And then it's like, okay, DJ Lagway comes in. Okay, cool. He fits the system like that. Like it is what it is. I think for DJ Lagway, like it's all good. And I understand why he went there. I just think as a fan, it's like for him to say what he said about I hate that school over there at FSU, and then to go even accept a visit, I'm like that's a business decision. That's not a college football type of decision. And it also leads me to believe there are not a lot of coaches in the country that would go to a player and say I'll essentially hand you the starting job. DJ Lagway, in the most polite way possible, wants to say, I don't want competition. Because John Sumrall basically said, hey, if you want to come play here, you're going to compete for the job. And he doesn't want to have to compete because it was his team.
And I think if you're DJ Lagway,
I'd have left.
Well, you shouldn't expect competition, right? Because
you should not.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's of how good you are. Like
correct. Debatably.
Well,
the ceiling is so high.
Correct.
How do you move on from that?
Correct. Yeah.
And it's like you're not, and it's like you can't say that DJ didn't have any touch points with John Sumrall throughout the recruiting process, anyways. So it was like, or Georgia Tech for that matter. So it's kind of like I'm sure there's some level of relationship there. It'd be probably nothing or very little to nothing, but I don't blame DJ one bit. I mean, I hope he succeeds. I just pray to God if he goes to Florida State, he throws 25 interceptions.
Raymond said it the best. The last time FSU got a DJ, terrible. It didn't work out.
Worked out great for. Hey, no, I want them to get another DJ.
That's the Florida State way. It's like, hey, let's go overpay for a subpar quarterback and try to ball out, because you're essentially getting the ceiling at a discount. And that's what they've tried to play every single
year.
time, every single year, and it didn't pan out last year. Where did Jordan Travis come from? Was he from
I think he was
the previous staff?
I couldn't tell you.
I think he was.
I think he was. And then the head coach just got lucky he stayed. And then Florida State's been riding that high for like 6 years now.
Oh, no, he was at Louisville.
He transferred in
to Florida State.
That coach still have a job. Is he from that one season?
Willie Taggart?
No, Mike Norvell. Taggart was the last one.
Mike Norvell came from
Oregon. No, that was Taggart. I don't know how he still has a job there, Raymond.
Like I asked.
No, it's because his buyout's so large. Florida State's, they'd rather put the money into players and coordinators. I think they're mostly happy, but it was just like if it's a flop of a season, we don't want to pay.
It ain't working. They're riding the Jordan Travis high, and that ship sailed 4 years ago.
Exactly.
3 years
isn't
ago,
that
whatever
wild?
it is. It is crazy. Yeah, I don't understand it.
But the wild part is like Florida State's offense has been an elite offense. Their defense is just that bad.
Yeah, that's not the way the Florida State team was when we were growing up with Bobby Bowden. The defense was always stellar.
Just go get Jimbo back. That's all you need.
Oh, God. I don't know.
They
if
might
that's
still
the
be
answer.
paying them.
There probably are.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you
the
see
way he
any...
cried talking about Florida State? Oh,
he'd go back 100%. Do you see Florida in talks with any other quarterback at the moment? I know I saw rumors of the Georgia Tech quarterback.
Well, they just signed the Georgia Tech quarterback.
Oh, they did? He committed?
Yeah, so that's official. He committed. Him and then Austin Reeves, new, highly touted 4-star true freshman, is in. Tramel Jones came back. So, within the quarterback room, I think everybody's happy. And I think as a Florida fan, you have to say, am I going to trust the coordinators and the head coach to bring in the players they want to bring in? Because it's like the Georgia Tech quarterback, I don't even know his name. He
Me
wasn't a splash.
Haynes King?
No. No, it was
Backup.
Yeah.
About to say they were calling him Tim Tebow Light.
Tim Tebow Light?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I did just see Jaden Ball's officially staying.
Aaron Philo?
Yes, Philo.
Aaron Philo?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the guy everybody was like, or at least the coaching staff is really high on. Obviously, he's coming into training camp with, a leg up on the offense, knowing exactly what they're going to do. But a lot of people inside the Florida organization are saying the same thing about Tramel Jones as they were saying about DJ Lagway. And even in training camp last year when DJ had the job, everybody was just like, hey, this Tramel Jones kid spins the ball way better than DJ does. And so it's like, I wouldn't be surprised in the least bit if Tramel Jones comes out with the starting quarterback job, because Aaron Philo, or whatever his name is, first name is, he is only a true freshman this year. So it's like
I didn't know that.
And yeah, exactly. So he and Tramel Jones are essentially the same age. They're going into this competing. So they're going to have a young quarterback next year. Maybe they'll win 7 games. And then the next year it'll be, elite quarterback play. That's kind of how I feel like they're trying to play this out. But if they have a guy like Jaden Ball to run the rock, that's just going to make it a lot easier on the quarterback. Because it's like, we didn't need DJ to do a lot because we had such elite running backs. We had, at the time, at the start of the year, one of the best offensive lines. We had an All-American center returning. So it's like, you don't have to do a lot, DJ, but I just think he was that banged up and that bad, and it just made things a lot worse. And him being, I think DJ wants to be Superman, but Billy Napier and the offensive staff did not want him to be Superman. That's essentially what he said in the Florida State interview, too.
Yeah. Is it the pressure he puts on himself, you think? Or is that just who he is as a person?
No, that's who he is as a person. He wants to be that guy.
Yeah.
He wanted
don't always have to be Superman.
Correct, because he was like, oh, yeah, the coaching staff, they kind of knew I was injured, so they wanted to kind of, kind of rear me back. And it's like, that's what everybody was saying. It's like, why is this happening? Why aren't we letting DJ do his thing? But then toward the end of the year, when Billy Gonzalez was, letting him play, the offense looked totally different. And it's like, oh, well, that's who we signed. This is the staff these are the group of players that Billy Napier really wanted to bring in. But, life happens. People get hurt. You got to change and adjust. It's like, I wouldn't have been surprised if Billy Napier was like, if he had said, hey, let's let DJ loose at the beginning of the year, probably would have had some major injury happen, and then it would have been Billy Napier's head. Like, that's how I think it ended up playing out at the end of the day. It's just no one's going to come out and admit to that.
Of course. I think with Florida, the future is bright, especially if they can play the rest of the portal correctly.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what turns out. We'll keep it posted. I'm glad they already have a quarterback in replace of
Florida
Lagway,
does
though.
not have a very highly ranked class.
Probably
they're not even
105th.
the top 50.
Shocker.
Yeah. So it's like I'm not surprised in the least bit. Yeah, they're literally ranked 16th out of 16th in the transfer rankings.
I think I've asked you this already, but since it's been officially official, what do you think the expectations are for Florida year one under the whole new regime?
I would say I feel like expectations will, once they roll around and the dust settles, I think it'll be like hey, if we win 7 games, like
just
that'll kind of be the bar. Just bowl eligible will be the bar.
Yeah.
But I think internally, like the fan base is going to demand more. Like 8 to 9 wins. Like that's the brutal job about, Florida. John Sumrall. Exactly. And just being at Florida, because it's like
the program.
And it's like, I think every Florida fan should, definitely swallow their pride and know, hey, like we're not a blue blood. Like we're not even, I don't think we can even be considered a modern day blue blood with 2 championships in 06 and 07 because of the failure that we've had over the last, 20 years.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm looking at that schedule for next year.
Tough.
Hell, it's a lot easier than it was the last previous years.
That might be 2 wins.
Yeah, it's tough. That schedule's tough. Name it out for us, Raymond.
So Florida Atlantic, that's a win. Campbell, that's a win.
Dub. There you
go. Auburn, I don't know how good they're going to be.
Listen, brother, they just got that USF quarterback transfer.
Yeah. So call that a L. Ole Miss, that's probably an L. Missouri.
There's no telling. That's 50-50.
That could be iffy.
Yeah. But then South Carolina.
In games,
Texas,
I'll take a dub.
Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Vanderbilt.
That's tough.
We don't know about Vanderbilt next year since
they just signed a 5-star quarterback. They flipped that 5-star.
Yeah, they flipped him.
That's the end of the year too, so he could be a totally different player.
That's an L. But then you got Florida State to end it, so you get to end on a positive note.
Hey, if DJ's there, that's a dub. He'll throw 3 picks.
That stretch starting at that Texas game is tough.
Texas, Georgia,
Never
Georgia,
even
Oklahoma.
heard of Campbell.
That's a school or a player?
Yeah, Campbell University.
I thought it was a soup.
Okay. It is a soup.
Yeah,
Their
Florida's
logo
going to turn them
looks
into
like
soup after that game.
Their logo looks like it's
tough to make bowl eligible.
It's a camel.
Okay, but let's just
Campbells?
say 1, 2. Okay, the amount of 50-50 games are going to be Auburn, Missouri, South Carolina, Kentucky,
2,
Vandy,
4,
Florida
5.
State. Let's say you split them.
Split
them. That's 3 wins there. 2, that's 5, Florida Atlantic and Campbell. You have to flip Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma.
You got to win one of those games.
If you win one of those games, and that's assuming you split the 3 50-50 games.
Right,
so it's and it all depends on like what happens in the offseason with John Sumrall.
You're either having 6 wins or 10 wins.
Exactly. I don't think there's really an in-between. I think it'll kind of be like it was this year. It's like, hey, you're either only going to win 4 games or you're going to win 9 games, and you'll be borderline college football contenders, playoff contenders.
They are indeed the Campbell Fighting Camels.
Campbell Fighting Campbells.
How much are y'all paying them?
Beats me.
$1 million? I don't know.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about, I told my wife, I was like, hey, I think we should take our son to this game.
Brother,
it's not going to be loud.
They're probably giving you tickets. You don't even have to buy them. They're probably giving them away.
They might. They should be.
Jesus.
Well, that
All right.
from the fan base, that was like the one thing that I think some of the fans kind of were upset about is like not having a game like that because they always have like one family friendly game that they advertise, like usually every school does. But
that would be the game.
That's the game. I don't know. We've had the USF game was supposed to be that this year. Well, that's pennies.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Oh, I don't know about a Campbell Camels. That's probably a lot of money to that school. I've never even heard of them.
Yeah.
They probably have 100,000 students.
When I try to Google where is Campbell, it takes me to the soup factory. I kid you not.
Campbell.
It's North Carolina. It's in Buies Creek. I don't know.
Yep. Anyways.
I'm going to see what their schedule is.
They're probably Division 2.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just seeing who all's paying them this year. It's like Florida's the only school that they're playing. That's paying them, buku money. Because sometimes you have those like that? What's that one school that like schedules essentially like an SEC schedule every year just to get their
Vanderbilt.
It's the second game of the season every year. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And sometimes they upset the teams and they pay them like $1 million to come and play them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like Appalachian State did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts, by the way. I still will never forget that.
That was like one of the first true upsets in like FBS, FCS in recent memory.
Yeah.
By the way, the old UWF quarterback, whatever his name is, Marcus Stokes, he just took a visit to Appalachian State.
I saw that.
He didn't commit, though.
Yeah, he probably won't.
Nah, he ain't going to commit.
He can get a bigger fish than that.
Did you guys see the video he posted we made?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Image makers, right? Mm-hmm. Image makers on Instagram. Go look at the video. JD's produced that with our lovely UWF quarterback that's no more.
Yep. So just to give you an idea behind the video, Marcus Stokes, everybody knows who he is. Everybody knows what he did. Basically said a racial slur on an Instagram video, got his scholarship pulled. And ever since that moment, he's been essentially fighting an uphill battle. We ended up having a connection to him. And I said, hey, part of my vision and what I want to do with my company is tell these stories of players and like flipping the script, because the whole idea behind our company Image Makers is to take dead content and bring it to life. And we like to do that with stories as much as possible. So with Marcus Stokes' story of just like, hey, you have essentially reached rock bottom in your career. Like, let's actually tell people who you really are. So we ended up telling the story of who he is, what he likes, how things have been essentially since you've been down in the pit. And it was really inspiring to actually hear him talk about what he's been through to get to where he's at. So, and I think a lot of that adversity has like made him who he is today, obviously. And him wanting to get to the league, obviously it's a huge step. So like being able to tell that story was really fun because we got to see it from who he was as a kid to like essentially where he's going to go.
Yeah, that's really cool. You had the opportunity to do something like that. And it's a win-win for both you as a company and him as an individual and an athlete, right? Because he got to really share with people and moving forward, share with people who he really is, and not because the media just paints him.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. The media paints him as in a certain light, which is which is not good. And then he's got the stats, he's got the plays, he's got everything to like. He's got the full package as an athlete. And I think the one thing a lot of players end up missing from the outside looking in is, unless you're going to have a conversation with the coaches, hey, this is who I am and this is what I do. And a lot of players aren't willing to say, go on record, unless they're at a big time school where someone's going to do a major interview for them to say, hey, this is who I am and this is what I'm really about. So giving other players that opportunity that are of that caliber, it's like, it's easy for a coach to say, hey, I actually want to invest in him because, you know, what you did was not a good thing. Like, are you really the same person? And just based off what you see on the outside looking in, it's really easy to say that. But when you can sit somebody down and you actually talk to them, like that's kind of the whole goal with someone like that. And I think there are a ton of athletes out there that really want to showcase that side of them. They just don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I think that's super unique. And not only that, but it gives these other schools or coaches or whoever's handling, you know, this part of the process, an easy way to see that the athlete is more than an athlete. It's an individual. It's a person.
Right.
And they can
especially
change.
The quarterback position.
Correct, especially the quarterback position, and that they had made a mistake, and they have overcome the mistake that was made.
Yeah.
And I think it's unique with Marcus Stokes because he was at the big time school, right? So already he's the caliber player he needs to be, and then he just proved it here at UWF, right? Like, I mean, he just dominated the game. I mean, there's no questions that the athlete in him can go play at the big level. And then it gives the schools who's even has him on his radar a cheat code as this content's coming out. Like, okay, it was a young kid who made a mistake.
Exactly.
And that's what it is. So it's going to be interesting to see because we all have like the hometown feel. He's now like our hometown kid to see at what school he ends up at, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see where he lands.
Raymond, who's the biggest surprise in the transfer portal for you so far?
Cam Coleman. I know why he transferred, but he's probably the best player in the transfer portal still. I think he's supposed to be going to like probably A&M or Texas.
I mean, the Texas receiver just transferred, right? I don't remember his name.
Yeah, he just transferred to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
his get back.
Yeah,
you know where Cam Coleman's going to go?
Where?
University of Florida.
That would be crazy.
You know why? Because Florida just hired their wide receiver coach.
That would make sense.
And you can go line up against on the other side of Dallas Wilson or VB3.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? You're going to have an elite offensive coordinator getting you the ball.
Well, I don't know. I think it's hard to compete with that oil money in Texas.
They got a lot of money.
I think this goes back to like what kind of person is he? Is it because like a lot of the players that Florida wants to get are very high class players, like Dallas Wilson, VB3, very high character guys. So it's like, do you follow a coach and you want to kind of go that route, or do you just want to make your money? And I don't know who he is, so I can't comment on that. But
I know one thing. I know that man's a dog. I know that for sure.
His best friend plays at the University of Miami.
Just all I know is he's definitely more than likely staying in the SEC. But I think it goes back for Cam Coleman specifically is who we talked about it earlier. What does he want to do? Does he want to play for the school, or does he want to play for a coach?
Or get the money.
Right? But he's a good enough player to not even have to worry about the money because he's gonna make it to the next level. I would assume, So
he was already committed to A&M back in 2023. It looks like,
and then he flipped to Auburn.
Yeah,
so I can see him. Was it Jimbo Fisher?
Yeah.
Who was there?
Yeah,
it was Jimbo, right?
Yeah, it was Jimbo. Yeah.
Was he? Oh, he was part of that number one recruiting class that they finished 2-10
like
or something.
60% sure Jimbo was still there in 2023. I think that was his last year.
Yeah. Mike Elko didn't take over until 24.
Yeah. Cam Coleman's dog. I think the biggest surprise for me, I guess it's probably not a surprise, but a surprise to me where he ended up was the North Texas kid, the Drew Metzmaker, ended up at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Why
is that surprising?
I feel like he could have ended up at a bigger school.
But he followed his coach.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a no-brainer. Like somebody like that, you have no experience, and it's like I'm going to go play Division I football. I have 1 year of starting football experience. Like, am I going to get into a system that I don't know?
No football experience.
Yeah, he didn't even play in high school.
Yeah,
that's my point. It's like I think
I get it.
In my brain, it's a no-brainer. I mean, you're a 5-star prospect, and you're going to get paid in Oklahoma.
I mean, I get it. It's not that surprising to me, but with the year that he had, he led, the entire, college football and passing yards. I feel like bigger teams, and they may have tried to reach out to him. He's just following what he knows best.
Would you take him over DJ Lagway?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think I'd rather take DJ because
that's actually a tough one for me
because of the experience.
I think I'd rather take DJ too. I think my head wants to take Metzmaker over DJ, but I would take DJ because of his ceiling.
Correct. Yeah.
And it's like, who? Well, he played in what? He played at North Texas.
Who did he play?
Playing against bums.
He played against bums. He should be doing that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know. As a Dolphins fan, I'm just always looking for like the next piece of hope. So,
listen, my favorite kid is transferring into the University of Alabama. The running back, Hollywood Smothers.
That's a name.
Boys.
That's a name. I don't know anything about this kid. He's come from NC State, but the name alone deserves a Heisman. If he
almost as good as Jam Miller,
dude, he's going to the league, by the way, and I don't think he gets drafted. But Hollywood Smothers, dude, what a name! If he's not running over people and then doing some sick touchdown celebration, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
It's good to know that we have at least, what we assume will be an elite running back still wanting to play for the program after how terrible the year was.
All you gotta do is get the next Jahmyr Gibbs.
That's a fact. I think the Texas Tech commit, the quarterback,
and Sorsby.
Yeah, Sorsby from Cincinnati was a huge hit by Texas Tech.
That's gonna be insane. And if they can get Cam Coleman, that
would be disgusting.
Their defense is already top tier.
I mean, again, we know they don't play.
What are you talking about? Top tier? They couldn't stop Oregon.
They held Oregon to like a few points. It's just their offense couldn't do anything.
23, that's 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, but like after like the third quarter, they could probably see the writing on the wall. They just gave up.
Yeah.
If their offense was putting up points, they'd be fighting a little bit hard.
Well, that's the point. It's like if the offense was fighting, they would have scored 35, 40 points against the number 3 defense.
Dylan Raiola still hasn't committed yet, and I know he's hurt. I haven't heard any talks about him recently, though.
He's down in Miami. I don't know if he's on a visit or just family hanging out. I don't know if I like that combination, but we need a quarterback.
Ty Simpson's
Carson
supposed
Beck,
to be visiting.
Dylan Raiola, 6'7". I don't know.
Yeah. I'll
take
Ty
the same
Simpson
player,
over.
the same type of player.
They are.
Raiola
Ty
wants to be the
Simpson
superhero.
Is visiting Miami, which I think is interesting.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That would be the best thing he could do.
I think the best decision
follow another
is for
SEC
him
quarterback.
I think the best decision for him to go to the league.
Really? He'd be like a second-round pick?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
He'd probably be a third-round pick.
Y'all are crazy.
Pick.
I think he's a late first-round pick.
Let's see who Tankathon has him at.
Would he finish 4th in Heisman?
I think so.
He's still the 3rd-rated quarterback. He's the 23rd overall rated player, so still late first.
Yeah, I think he's a late first. Well, I say that to say I think he gets more money going the draft, but I know he's a football player, so he's probably
I think he's going to get more money
in college.
Yeah, because we're paying like Carson Beck like $5 million.
Yeah,
all right.
4.
And
I know he signed
take back everything I got
more.
Yeah,
that's my point. You literally have to be like a top 5, top 10 pick to make that kind of money to transfer.
Like
McShay decide to go to the league.
I didn't realize they were making that much money.
Like the only reason to go to the league for money is to get closer to that next contract.
Yeah,
because McShay was talking about today how if I guess y'all heard it too. If Dante Moore's not the first overall pick, go back to school. You'll make more money.
Yeah, you'll make more money, and then the next year you'll not only be in a better situation with the team, but then you've made
play against weaker competition. You grow as a player. He's so young too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a true sophomore. He's a redshirt sophomore, right? So he's 22, I think.
He's 20.
20. No, yeah, 20.
Like he'd about to be 21.
22 would be senior.
Okay, yeah, wow.
This is his 3rd year, but obviously
that's why I thought he was 22-ish.
Yeah,
but that makes sense. Huh? Crazy. I think the biggest commit or the biggest transfer portal player that's not committed though is the kid from Arizona State. Is he going? That program to me is confusing.
I think he's committed but not committed to LSU.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the same rumors.
Really?
Yeah.
Speaking of
did you hear why he left?
That's what I was about to get into. Apparently, he got kicked off the team or something. He got into an argument with the coach or a disagreement.
Yeah. Well, no, it was like it was something like what was it? It was like a disagreement, but like it was an obvious I don't care about the team type of mentality.
And then the head coach basically benched him.
Yeah.
And then kicked him off the team, right? Is the rumor?
Yeah.
They trash his locker by any chance?
Probably. Why?
Because if so, get him to Miami. I don't care.
Did you see Sam Levitt to Kentucky? Do you see that deal they were trying to put together?
No, I didn't.
It was like what is it? I thought it was like a $5 million deal.
I thought Kentucky. I thought they got a commit. I thought somebody committed.
You got Kenny McKinney, the guy or Kenny Minchie from Notre Dame.
Well, that's who I saw.
Never mind.
I was saying though, if they trash his locker, get on to Miami because Jaden Daniels.
Oh.
Wait, yeah.
Arizona State just seems like a toxic place to play football at.
It's like the #1 party school in the country.
Well, yeah, that's why people go there. You're not there to play football. You're there to party.
But yeah, especially people over there. If you say I'm going to ASU, they're like, "Oh, you are to not get an education."
Yeah. You're not.
That's why Rob Gronkowski went there.
That's exactly right.
Nah, he went to Arizona, but it's
the same thing.
But did you hear that Arizona State story?
It
was basically like the same thing as like a 17-year-old. It was like the only reason he took his visit to ASU was for a party.
See it.
Yeah, and aren't those two schools are like? I'm pretty sure they're like very close to each other. They could be in a completely different city. I have no idea, but
I have no idea.
I don't want to fact check that. They're probably on the opposite sides of the state, but I thought they were super close to each other.
Yeah.
Any other standouts, boys, in the transfer portal that stands out to you at the moment? There's just so many kids in the transfer portal these days.
I feel bad for all the kids that are not at the top.
Yeah, because you should have never transferred.
Be left without.
Yeah, and then it's too late. You're never going to be on a team. I wonder these days, who is it that's telling these kids to hit the portal?
Well, they all have agents, and what I understand about the agent world, it's no different than how the NFL world works. It's like, if I, as an agent, have the ability to get you into a quote-unquote better situation, or just get you paid in the least bit, it's like, because you're entering the portal, that doesn't mean you have to leave the school. So let's go shop our options and then like come back. So it's kind of like Sam Levitt. I think it was Sam who entered with a do not contact tag, if I'm not mistaken.
So. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what I saw. Yeah.
So it's kind of like for a lot of these kids, it's like I don't know who's leaving and who's not, but it's like the whole idea. Like, I know there was a Florida player who entered the portal and ended up re-signing with the team, but it was obviously just to get money. So
and they renegotiated at that point, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's kind of the point. It's like, hey, I'm walking unless you're paying me.
I saw one of the coaches during the playoffs say this. I can't remember. I think it may have been Kirby. That in college, to be an agent, quote unquote, you don't have to be licensed or anything. Versus in the NFL, you have to be licensed. So it can be
correct.
Anybody representing these players.
It's like DJ Lagway. His dad is representing him. So it's like
is
a
that
family
truly
affair.
His best interest? No telling.
Yeah,
probably for DJ.
I feel like DJs might be the exception,
right?
But for the most part, it gets a little.
I mean, there's no shot I should be able to represent Raymond, and be like, "Hey, go hit the portal." Like,
exactly, yeah. Because then it's like, hey, it's like, well, let's just agree that you're going to give me X amount of dollars. Here's a quote unquote ironclad contract, and that's how all these kids get screwed into bad things. But then the other problem you run into is essentially. Because at least in the college football world, it's like you could run into collusion where it's like, hey, well, it's like me. It's like Jimmy Sexton. It's like, well, there are only so many agents to manage so many top tier players. It's like, for example,
you don't have the best interest in mind.
The guy that's representing Kawan Lacey is the same guy representing Marcus Stokes.
Right.
So it's kind of like, obviously,
go get a video
they're in two different. Yeah, seriously. But they're just like in two different worlds, so it's just like you have so much more say. So it's like, hey, like, coach, I know what's going on with this player. If you really wanted this player, like, I can give you X, Y, and Z, and then kind of come up with a budget. It's, I think, good and bad at the end of the day, but it's just the wild, wild west, and it's just like, guys are gonna feast while they can,
Wild,
and especially
Wild
with
West
the Supreme Court.
Great way to put it.
Yeah. It really is. So it's like this will most likely be the last year you see these like $5 million deals. I wouldn't be surprised if you see, higher deals get done, outside of what the collective is paying the player, because that's not including revenue sharing with these larger schools and these TV programs and, doing other brand deals.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think too, especially probably with the last 2 years, like it doesn't really matter like where you go to school, right? Like it used to matter. Like you would have to commit, you would have to like you
The
wanted to
letter of
go to
intent was like that was
yeah.
it.
But now it's like the Mets maker kid, like you could never play football, and now all of a sudden your life's changed completely forever. Now you're running into money you didn't even know
Was
existed
possible.
to you. So I think the school like doesn't matter anymore. I mean, look at Cam Ward, look at Jane Daniels, like they were at not
Incarnate
lower tier
Word.
schools. Yeah, I mean, but they were not in the the national championship level caliber schools, and then now they got $24 million guaranteed. So it's like where you start these days is kind of irrelevant. So you might as well
plus
hit the
like
portal
wherever
and
you
see what's
start
there.
there's like a 95% chance you're not going to be at that same school where you start.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
especially these
mind-boggling
days.
to think. The only way a team can win a national championship is if you're using other players on other teams.
Correct.
And when you think about it that way, you're just like, okay, so it's either you win this year or you don't. Like there's no in between. It's like if we win this year, it's because we actually had the ability to recruit the way we needed to recruit.
Yeah.
In the portal only.
They're essentially just trading athletes at this point. I mean, they're just
and that's why I said I think last week it's like, man, they just need to adopt an NFL system.
100%.
And I know teams are moving into that direction with creating GMs and doing things the right way, like USC's doing. But it's like that needs to be instated at the NCAA level to say you can't, like it has to be this way and you have to operate that way and you will abide by these rules. But the NCAA is so stupid, it'll just never happen.
It's never
and it'll
gonna happen.
be like this for X amount of however many years. That's the crazy part.
Until Nick Saban steps in. Until he becomes a commissioner. Because that's what needs to happen is there needs to be a commissioner.
An actual commissioner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To have some kind
and
of
I'll
structure.
say this until I'm blue in the face. I just think the schools need to separate their programs from the universities. And like you don't have to go to school to like it should probably be more of a defined age to be, a player at that school versus needing to be enrolled at the university.
I mean, yeah, you're no longer a student athlete. You're an athlete. You're no longer the student.
You're an employee.
You're an employee. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, you're making money. Yeah, you were an employee of the school. Like that's exactly right.
Exactly.
Sure.
And how many employees are there at a school where they don't where they are of age but they just don't go to school there?
Yeah.
The amount of people that I went to school with, or quote unquote school with, that were not in classes but they were just an employee.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not a student. You just work here and you happen to be 20 years old.
And I think Nick Saban said this, but by the time the kid goes to and tries to go to the NFL, they've transferred 5 times. Yeah. They've got no college education.
No, because it's like I need 12 credit hours to play.
Yeah, like they're not graduating. So it's like it's almost pointless to make the kid go to school, to be enrolled in the school when they're not even there to go to school. They're there to play sports.
Yeah, literally. And that's the
thing,
stupid
not a
part.
Football thing. Yeah.
But it's because of how the school was started and how they have sports. It was just a way to kind of get guys a little bit more involved to come to the school. But it's like we are so far removed from the original idea of college athletics that it's not even – it's a professional sport.
Yeah, especially moving forward. It's no longer minor league to the NFL. It's a professional sport.
I would much rather see a farm system for the NFL than like kind of what we have in the current environment.
Yeah, it's only going to change and get crazier as we move forward.
Yeah,
As we wrap this up, any closing thoughts on any transfer portal players or anyone you'd like to see to end up at your schools? I just want a competent O-line at Alabama, and I have no hope for this next season. So I got to lean and live vicariously through you guys. Raymond.
Hey, I just
I'm
need a
curious
quarterback,
what
dog.
Miami's doing.
They're trying to win a chip. They ain't worried about players.
That's
but what's
also
the
problem with
recruiting
the
world
portal.
like for Miami right now?
Honestly, a lot of the rumors on the streets is everybody saying Cristobal's already got it handled. We've got the next quarterback. It's just obviously waiting on the season to wrap up.
Well, I know whenever Dan Lanning and Signetti were having their press conferences the other day, they were having recruiting visits in between the Zoom calls. So
Indiana's already got their quarterback.
Yeah. Remind us who it is?
It's like Josh Hoover or something like that.
I know where he's I saw it the other day, but I can't remember.
TCU.
TCU, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going back to back. You know what I mean?
I mean, I got a feeling we're going to end up with Raiola, which could be good, could be awful. Who knows?
I feel like him and Miami's just
probably not a good combo.
Yeah, not a good combo.
But I guess what my question is, like, why did Ty Simpson take a visit to Miami?
Money.
Or was he on vacation?
Money. No,
he's probably just trying to feel it out, see if it's better to declare transfer schools.
Yeah, he's been advised to talk to
explore
other
his options.
Yeah, explore his options.
I mean, Indiana's already got their quarterback. Is there really a better place to go in college football right now?
But I guess my thing is, like, is Ty Simpson not welcome in Alabama?
No, the door's open. He's just seeing his options.
The writing's on the wall there. He might not be a believer in DeBoer.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. It's like
a Ty thing,
like,
not the school thing.
Oh, really? It's a Ty thing?
From everything I've gathered, it's a Simpson thing.
It's
He's
like
doing this on his own versus him being told.
Because I just feel like, why would you not, like, and plus I know he got hurt in the game, but I guess in my mind I'm just like, wouldn't you take I guess I assume this next guy in line is a stud, or is Alabama going to go out and get somebody else?
The kid looked like he could play ball.
Yeah, he looked pretty good when he came in, but I also
I've seen reports where he's been waiting for his time, and he told Ty.
I saw that.
Yeah, that he's ready.
I'm going to win Heisman.
That he's going to win the Heisman. So,
but is Alabama going to take that chance, or is Alabama going to spend some money?
I think you pay Ty. I think he proved he's good enough.
Literally finished 4th in the Heisman. To be like, oh, you're not our guy. Like, that's what goes through my mind. Like, Ty Simpson, you literally finished 4th in the Heisman. Why would you leave?
I think
you're in the same exact system.
Yeah, I think he's a stud. He can run. I think there needs to be more design runs for him next year. He can throw the ball.
I think Ty's good, but the way I look at it is, if DeBoer don't show out next year, he's gone probably. So,
what's their definition of show out?
Like, roll the dice on the new guy. Like, if he could,
they got to make it
be if he could be the Cam Newton to carry the team or have like a Heisman season. I know Ty finished 4th or whatever.
But
5th.
I mean, you'd have to have a really damn good reason to bench Ty. Not to just be like, hey, he's got a higher ceiling. Like, how much higher can you get than, I mean, obviously you could win a Heisman, but it's like, what more do you need?
I just feel like if they have the same season again next year, you might be gone.
Yeah, that's right. So does Coach try to save his job a year ahead?
Yeah, that's like a Hail Mary attempt almost. Yeah. Like
a lose-lose situation.
You are. Yeah, you are right. A lose-lose.
I mean, we say that, but I mean, we
that
made
was
it
Billy
to the
Napier's
second
situation.
round of the playoffs. And if it's not natty or bust, you're gone.
Yeah.
Especially with a schedule next year.
That's a
these
tall
SEC
task.
teams are having 3
They're
losses.
Killing
next
each
year.
other.
Yeah, we're having majority teams have 3 losses next year. So, how many of them get in the playoffs? Like, this may have been.
It's a ton. I mean, what is it? I don't know. I got it right here. 1,
doing too
2,
hot in the playoffs
3,
this year.
4. Yeah, I mean, 4 out of 12 teams. Or I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 teams. 5 out of 12.
5 out of 12 what?
SEC teams got in the playoff.
Yeah, right. Not next year. It's going to have...
Unless you have a Texas A&M schedule.
Right. Yeah, you're going to maybe have 2. So, like, this year, may have been the year, and you couldn't capitalize for now Alabama, Oklahoma, and A&M, and Georgia. Like, Ole Miss is the only one left standing. So, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. It'll be, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Stay tuned. We'll be back next week, talk about Indiana winning and Ole Miss losing, and see what kind of craziness is happening in the transfer portal. And stay tuned.
Yeah, should be wrapped.
Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this podcast, please follow us on all socials at Not Advised Podcast. Again, this was Not Advised Podcast, the fantasy football podcast based off of vibes and opinions. So if you stay winning off this nonsense we are spitting, we want to split in.